I am here because he placed me here. You know, he navigated the roads, all the things that I'm not here because, you know, I made all the right choices and I have this unique ability. Like, he had a lot of covering and protection over me. I was in a lot of places, a lot of times where I shouldn't have survived. You know, a lot of my friends didn't make it through what I made it through. And so a lot of that is just favor and protection from above. And I think he got me to a point to where I understood that, because I didn't understand that for 20 years of my life, 19, 20 years of my life. And then he got me to a point where I did understand it. And so I have so much gratitude and thanks for the times that he brought me through before I understood that now I just want to show my gratitude by living for him and making him known to other people who may be going through that same thing and feel like, you know, it's obstacle after obstacle, adversity after adversity, and they don't know where to look or know where to turn. And I'm like, look at me. I'll tell you where to turn. Turn up, look up.
Yeah.
He's there.
After all those big plays, you did it last season. You've really done it throughout your career. You put your arms out. Tell people about that. Why do you do that, first of all? You put your arms up and you pull one leg out.
So it's really to be reflective of Jesus on the cross. It's, you know, the Bible tells us to take up our cross daily. And Christians, as believers, we're called to be imitators of Christ. And the greatest thing that Christ did was dying on the cross. Without him dying on the cross, going to hell on our behalf, and then being resurrected to heaven, we don't have a chance to make it back to God. That's the gospel. That's the good news. Like, no matter what we've done, no matter what bad acts we've committed, there's eternity waiting on us. There's heaven, a possibility. All we have to do is accept Christ. And so what he did on that cross is what makes that possible. That's the most important thing about my belief system, about my identity, is what Christ did for me. Like, I won't go to heaven based on anything that I've done. Like, my life is jacked up and will continue to be jacked up. But it's all about this perfect man, this perfect guy who came in human form and died for us and made a way for us and died on the cross for our sins. And so that's me taking up my cross every time I make a play, is to hopefully turn somebody's eyes off of me and to the person who can save them.
And you literally became a billboard for that idea a few weeks ago. Week 3 of the game in the Dome, you wear a Man of God headband. It got you into a little bit of hot water for the NFL. Why did you do it, knowing that they have a ban on personal statements on the uniform? Yeah,
so I actually had a sleeve that said Man of God. I've never worn it. And I had a headband that said, because the same people sent both of them. I was like, wow, that's nice. So I thought the headband was good because I've been wearing it since week 1. And it's under the helmet, too. And so I went out and I had to give the speech for Drew. And when I gave the speech for Drew, that, of course, went viral. And I think they saw it because I was giving the speech and had the headband. So it was like not really knowing or paying attention. And I wasn't really clear about the rule, like if it was covered up or, you know, if it was out and exposed. And so when I got the fine, I was just like, oh, man.
$7,000
$7,000 fine. And I wasn't particularly clear about the rule.
Yeah, wouldn't it be religious expression? I mean, I don't know if religious expression would be off. I mean, in the country, it's not off limits. I don't know about the NFL. Is that would that be a personal message as well?
Yeah, it is a bit of a personal message, but I don't think the league is trying to be anti-religious or anything like that. They're just trying to, you know, that's part of uniform policy. No individual messing, whatever that may be, whether it's offensive, non-offensive.
No, because then it could turn to political and there'd be no end to this.
Yeah, so.
But what did you decide to do? You decided to appeal it.
Yes.
And then you tried to turn it into something else.
Yes.
What'd you do?
Yes, that was huge. You know, so I was in a conflict. So I'm like, man, this is strongly what I believe, and I can't do it. And because it says what it says, I really don't want to take it off. So that kind of explains the post. And then I was like, it would be proper for me to be obedient and follow the rule. And so I did that. But then I said, you know, God's going to get glory from this headband whether I wear it or not. Now, I didn't know what that meant. And all of a sudden, you know, me and my team, we came up with the idea of marketing the headbands and using them for donations. And then I have a partnership with St. Dominique's, who I've been helping raise money for their emergency room. I said, why don't we just get the proceeds to go to them?
This is a hospital in Jackson.
A hospital in Jackson, Mississippi that's rebuilding this emergency room that's probably 20 years, you know, past due for it. And, you know, phenomenal people, great people. And so I said, let's do this. And the proceeds, and the way it happened, I think the first game, $30,000 was raised off, $25 headbands. And now it's over $60K has been raised.
And you got a matching grant.
And then there's a matching grant that the hospital has for every dollar that's raised already up to the next $1 million. And so now it's up to $120K.
What did you think when you saw? I mean, people in New Orleans also really caught fever over this headband. There was a whole school, St. Louis, King of France. The kids came out with Children of God. They made their own headbands. It went viral all over the place.
Now, that was amazing. That was amazing. And that just shows you the power of God. Like, I wouldn't have never thought this whole movement would have happened. And it's not just here in New Orleans. It's been nationally.
Right.
I mean, orders have come from all over, and so, like, I think it's up to 5K headbands have been sold already. And like to see the kids make the paper headbands was just unbelievable. And I mean, because if you reaching the kids, it's real.
Right.
Because kids they're not thinking, based on politics or anything like that. They're just thinking with what they feel.
Yeah.
And so it's cool because we planning on showing our gratitude to that school, here the next couple of weeks. So
good.
That's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait to go out and just thank
Spend
all
a little
of them.
time with them.
I mean, it's just been amazing, man.
And the good news is the NFL waived the fine.
And then they waived the fine. And so on top of that, it ended up, having something that was going to cost me $7,000. Now it's went in favor of the good $120,000, and didn't even have to pay that $7,000. So we just took that fine money that we were planning on paying to the league and just donated it to the cause.